Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Pro modcasts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 versus 1 on Galeness Crusade. Playing as the Forces of Chaos, we've got Blueman52, and playing as the Steel Legion, we've got Tonkata Sucks. Tonkata will be opening up with a couple of Steel Legion Guardsmen, a Pioneer Squad, and an Ammunition Bunker, whereas the Forces of Chaos are going to go for a bajillion million Cultists, a Chaos Armory, and a Plasma Generator. So we don't often see Steel Legion from the Dawn of War Pro boys, so this is going to be quite exciting. They function kind of similar to how, if you're familiar with how the Unification version of them works, but they're a little bit different in the sense that they don't really pick a path, you know, not like the Mechanized Command or Armoured Fist options that are available. What they kind of do is that they can kind of toggle the options on. So, like, in your Ammunition Bunker, you're able to toggle on the Steel Fist, which allows you to build up your... I do believe they're called the Scout Sentinels, and something else like about 5 seconds quicker. Also allows you to stealth your Sentinels should you choose. Or then when they build their Tank Bunker, you're able to untoggle the option there, and then toggle it on into your Tank Bunker, and then that makes other things produce a little bit quicker, which is quite an interesting way of doing it. Although, then again, in saying that, when you toggle that ability, it's a bit of a risky one because you take an additional 40% melee damage to that building, so if you're being attacked, you can't really... It kind of opens you up for harassment, so gotta be a little bit careful. Oh, we've got some Rough Riders coming out, just riding straight into the Chaos side of things. And yeah, there's just a lot of cultists. Quite a magnificent amount. 4 squads at the moment. 5, actually. Who needs Space Marines? I mean, if you've gone for your Chaos Temple, not sure entirely why when you could just go for even more cultists. But are you fully... Yeah, you're capped out. 10 at the moment. Horses do decap that strategic point. In fact, while these guys are playing as cultists, or primarily cultists, I am going to stay on the Steel Legion side just to avoid their whinging. But yeah, and they're also like reinforcing themselves to a fairly sizable number. They've gone for their little eye visiony thing so they can detect any infiltrated units. Heretics over here, though, caught out in the open. Going to try and hide in between the mass of cultists, but Horse is just able to ride right through and kill them quite nicely. Got to be careful. They're in a negative cover, so they're going to run away from these guys to live to strike another day. I imagine that these Steel Legions will probably want to get some sort of... Well, actually, in this version, in Pro Mod, they don't have grenade launchers. So that's an interesting thing. Do have access to sniper rifles, though, when the relay station comes out. I imagine for this kind of massive infantry, they'll probably want to go for heavy weapons teams, which are available in Tier 1 when they get their relay station online. The Steel Legions are probably not going to fare all that well, as if there was a small amount of cultists, yeah, they'll be able to fight them in a firefight, but with this amount of melee coming in, it'll be a real issue for them. Especially with an aspiring champion in their ranks. One squad falling back, another one soon to be taken out if he doesn't get into a better firing position. Anything drastic coming out of there at the moment? We have got... there we go, a Stormtrooper squad, which will be coming out, able to temporarily... I think they can... It's like a toggle stealth, I think, he says. Oh, damn it, I did so much research for this video so I could explain the Steel Legion, and there's always a little bit of detail that I either forget or just completely forget to actually research. Either way, though, these guys are quite decent. Lots of damage at range. Look at the firing rate on those bad boys.
Reinforcements have arrived.
And, interestingly enough, these guys can't see them. Why is that? Someone from the Dawn of War Pro community, you're watching this, you should be able to tell me in the comments. I'll pin the comment when I see it up in the section below. Unless, of course, if it's the toggle ability, which means that... Oh, so not a toggle if it's like a temporary ability, which you press it and it's like infiltrate for 30 seconds, which means it's like, I don't know, maybe immune to... Well, I don't bloody know. Either way, good firing line here. Cultists deciding, actually taking the smart option, not going down this choke point and attacking these guys when they're already in a good firing position, but rather going to come down on the southern side and continue their stabby ways down here. Left and right, up and down, like a... They're doing the butcher's work. Listening post over here. currently unupgraded, so not able to defend itself. Steel Legion Guardsmen trying to run this way, but retreating that way is definitely a bad time for them. Heavy Bolter Support Squad. Now this is exactly what I want to see on the battlefield at the moment, although going in by itself, maybe not the best situation. I'm going to start throwing down what they can. But yeah, like I say, they need to be behind some Steel Legionnaires if they want to have a good effect on their firing. One squad of cultists been brought down low to only an aspiring champion. We've got some mines. A singular in-place charge. In the direction of which that the cultists are not coming in, which is sad. Heavy weapons teams, I think, have gone into this listening post. Going to see a Trojan, which again is available in Tier 1 when you build that relay station. As the Pioneers still can't repair things. Stormtroopers now being chased around, getting a taste of the medicine that the regular guardsmen have been tasting all this time. One listening post does go down. Heavy weapons teams now unable to retreat. They're going to try and do their best, but been stricken down. More big guns out. I need to open fire. Some of these Steel Legions have gone for some sniper rifles, which are amazing at taking out squishy infantry like the cultists, but quite a long firing, or reload rate, should I say. Heavy weapons teams, once again, in a bad position. And now the cultists have gone for a couple of grenade launches themselves. Going to see a Lieutenant Colonel out, which might be able to help these guys in defeating them in close combat. Maybe not on his own. He's a commander, but more like one of the... It's not like the main commander. That's the... Oh god, the Lord Commissar. That's what they're called. He just joins them and joins the ranks and generally helps them feel good about themselves. Cultists over here are being wiped out, but while they're distracting those guys, these guys are just... There's so many cultists surrounding this that they can't even get any more cultists around, so these guys are just happy just to fire away. And these two, best friends forever, being joined by another one. The Steel Legion, now massing in numbers, should be able to at least do something. They are standing in the negative cover there. Sniper rifles firing away. I can really feel the lack of grenade launchers on these guys. Steel Legion and Dawn of War Pro Mod have to build up a good conglomeration of units to be able to get an effective firing line against a massive infantry like this. And they're just not able to quite break the ranks here. At the moment, the economies are 69 away and 10 compared to 73 and 10, so the economies of the Chaos are not really being focused on all that much. They are just spending as much as humanly possible to get that killing blow within the first 10 minutes of the game. And they're doing a fairly good job.
4 minutes.
And they could carry on attacking. Nothing would be able to stop them, but they've kind of now surrendered to bloodlust and they're trying to chase down these remnant squads of Steel Legionnaires. Now going to try and decap the critical location to prevent that countdown victory.
Ready as we'll ever be.
And yes, just by a lack of object permanence, the Steel Legion managing to keep themselves alive just for a little bit longer, but to run into the Chaos base. Probably won't be able to do much, but Alice Bells, if they're able to draw the ire and fire from their base, that's fine by them.
Orders.
Stormtroopers over here firing away. Unable to... Oh, there we go. That's the emplacement charge. Although only one use from it, unlike the minefields of other factions. This listening post over here has been upgraded. Will help them quite a lot with the defense from this side of things. Cultists over here, just casual walk into the base, going to do some capping. And we're going to see another Rough Rider squad. May be able to focus on individual squads of cultists as they knock around. Realistically, if you're able to get a few squad wipes here, that will curtail the cultists' ability to be quite aggressive. But en masse, it seems to be almost impossible to deal with. Even got a listing post of the Chaos variety built straight outside of the Steel Legion base.
Go, come on.
But it's a dogged defense, it has to be said. Horses over here working with the stormtroopers, making some cultist shish kebab. And there's one squad wipe there, so there we go. The momentum has started. And now for the upgraded listing post over here, even with some additional lads inside. Was that another squad wipe? Possibly. They've got 1, 2... I don't... how can you count this many cultists when they won't stand still? Very unprofessional. They've now gone for their infiltration research, though. Which I do believe that is whenever they're in some sort of cover, they become infiltrated. But obviously if they attack things, that breaks the infiltration. That's me thinking. Oh, no, it's not. Who knows? Who bloody well knows? Lord Commissar is out on the field, and he could do a fair whack of damage in close combat.
Pioneer secured position.
The relic upgrades that a hero can buy for the Steel Legion, while most factions, say for example Chaos, all the hero upgrades go towards the Chaos Lord. In the Steel Legion, half the upgrades go towards the Lord Commissar, and the other half go towards the Tank Ace. So, take that into consideration. Do with that information what you will. Cultists now deciding to leave these guys to their own devices. They've been building up too much in number. So they're going to focus on some squishier targets. Listing post over here not being upgraded. Although we've got some pioneers over here with their shovels building up that listing post. Very unfortunate situation. They will jump in so they can do a little bit of firing outside. We've got two little guns. Makes you almost think of those evil eyes from the Iron Giant whenever he gets really angry because like someone like shot a deer or whatever. Remember, you know, you're not a weapon. You get to choose. You get to choose who you want to be. God damn it! Did that character choose to be Superman? Still tear up at the mention of that. Either way, we've got a tier 2 going. Diatribe there. We've got Blueman52 going for a tier 2. And the Sacrificial Circle on the way. Do we have tier 2 for the Steel Legion? Probably not. 64 and 10 compared to 87 and 29, so the economy is slowly but surely working in the Chaos players' favour. Well, the Rough Riders are not ready to give up just yet. They are going to continue causing whatever kind of harassment that they can. As the cultists just have a little bit of a breather. Ah, Possessed Squad. That's going to be tricky for the Steel Legion to deal with. I mean, if they get some vehicles on the way, that should be alright for them. Gonna get their relay station back up and running. Yeah, if they get some vehicles up, then the Possessed Squad will be relatively... well, Possessed and Cultists will be relatively easy to deal with. It's just, can they get them online in time? This guy's out now. And with that, the Cultists maneuver, begin to shuffle their way back over after having a little bit of a breather. We've got the Lord Commissar in the middle, along with the Stormtrooper squad. Won't catch these guys over here, though. We're just focusing down over here, trying to destroy all the ill-gotten gains of the Forces of Chaos. It's a little bit of a listing post trade. You do kind of see that on this map a little bit. Oh, there we go. Tier 2 for these guys. And he's going to build a Scout Sentinel. So not sure whether that will do all that well against this mass, but a little bit of vehicle armor can go a long way in these kinds of engagements. Stormtrooper squad over here catching this Chaos Sorcerer. Chaos Sorcerer, once he gets his entanglement chains, or chains of whatever you call it, will be a really big problem for these guys. The Steel Legion cannot afford to lose any of their squads at the moment. They need every single man to stand together to do something. Scout Sentinel looking to get a heavy flame on the go. Cancelling that plasma generator. And we're not seeing any turrets from these guys, which is interesting. But we are seeing the horses and the stormtroopers in the Chaos base. Whether they're able to destroy things quicker than these guys, which does seem like it, in all honesty. Ammunition bunker goes down. And that is not a happy time for these guys. But the Scout Sentinel is alive, breaking the morale of things.
ahead.
And we've got guys over here that are able to help defend once they decide to get off their backsides. Potentially going to lose their relay station again. Stormtrooper squad going to get some light flamers, triple in total, before they lose their relay station. There we go, set everything on fire. If you can't beat the baddies with your las guns, may as well set them on fire. Lord Commissar waddling his way over, ready to take these guys head on. And through the fire and the flames, like Dragon Force, here they come. The good thing about flamers is that you can kind of still use them a little bit in close combat in the brief moments that you're not in melee. Sentinel goes down. Commissar bringing the business to this cultist here. Look at him go. Can upgrade him later on in the game with a big power claw, much like Commissar Yarrick. Over here, the Rough Riders, left to their own devices, are now doing a serious amount of damage to the stuff in the Chaos base. I'm going to go for a Chaos Dreadnought there. So not sure how the Rough Riders are going to deal with that. These guys have done the damage over here, and now they're going to return back home, just to make sure those Rough Riders don't deal too much damage.
2 minutes until...
Well, you don't want to lose your... how would one say? You don't want to lose your advantage by over-committing to something. We'll take out another relay station. Chaos Sorcerer having a little nosy, but not feeling all that fresh and fancy, as it's been burnt to a crisp. Do have the ammunition bunker and a relay station being built down here, which might be a better place to put it due to all the negative cover. Stormtroopers really struggling with these possessed squads as a Chaos Sorcerer throws some Eldritch bolts at them. Lord Commissar looking a little bit worse for wear now. The Rough Riders looking at the light on the 7th day, riding down the plains. Now at least going to give these possessed squads a pause for concern. I mean, the possessed squad will obviously win 1v1 against the Rough Riders, but we've got a serious amount of firepower to assist them now.
1 minute.
Steel Legion going to go for a sniper rifle. Got to be careful though, there's 1 minute until the Force of Chaos... Is it Force of Chaos? Oh no, it's the Steel Legion. Oh, they've decapped something somewhere. Oh, it's over here, fair enough. Fair enough. Rough Riders shining bright and true.
Yes, sir.
And the possessed squad have been beaten back. The Steel Legion have now got the firing line that they've so desperately needed this entire game. Going to go for infantry accuracy as well. This should be able to help them even further. Chaos Dreadnought, armed with its melter gun, slapping around the horses. The Scout Sentinel not really going to do all that much damage against this Dreadnought with its flamer. Should really focus its attention to these cultists. But they will lose a leg, end up dead. Now this Scout Sentinel, I imagine, will... Oh, you need a tank bunker for that. You are in tier 2, so you can build one. Just need the money for it. And well, good lord in heaven. That's it's been a very dogged defense by the Steel Legion, and they're slowly but surely clawing their way back into it. Another Scout Sentinel coming out to play it as the Rough Riders continue their foul business. Although maybe they don't want to tussle with all that muscle. Get away from the main engagements, focus on those skirmishes around the flanks. That's where you shine, Mr. Horseman.
Yes, sir. Sentinel here.
All this stuff over yonder. Unable to build stuff on these points really due to all the combat going on. 76 and 39 compared to 37 and 38. Jesus, that's oh, because... Well, they've just lost everything, haven't they? Well, that is a very unfortunate time to be alive then. Really need to get your economy back on as quickly as possible. Chaos Dreadnought going to walk in, start doing a lot of damage against his ammunition bunker. Be shame if they lose it again.
Go ahead, sir.
Oh, well, these horses have really ended their pay, haven't they? Possessed squad now just running around feebly. Need that Chaos Sorcerer to come in and provide them some little bit of love and care. But did that Eldritch Bolt do all that much? Actually, it did a fair amount of damage. Go on, turn around, defend yourself. There we go. Just thought they'd sit down and have a bit of a think for a second. Over here, the men of the Legion now charge over the water,
How about some action?
leaving no heretic spared. Going to get their just revenge over on these guys. And yeah, what a turn of events here. Chaos Dreadnought now going to move in for support. Probably wants to focus on the Scout Sentinels before anything else.
Awaiting order.
Sniper rifles on all these lads, so should any heretics come near them, they will be able to take them out. Another Chaos Dreadnought being drop squadded in. And this is going to be quite difficult for the Steel Legion to beat, but they don't necessarily need to kill all these things. They can kind of bob and weave between them while focusing on the buildings.
They're overwhelming us.
Yeah, I'm not sure that the Chaos Dreadnoughts have the DPS required to outdo their reinforcement rate. But they are certainly making them think twice. Their morale is being shaken by them.
Under fire.
As is fair enough, considering that, I mean, if you're just but one man being slapped around the chops by a Dreadnought, you'd probably not be too keen on it. We go for infantry health, so more health on these lads. Cultists capturing the critical location in the middle. Also got a second fire control bunker on the way here, which, as you remember, as I probably say at nearly every Dawn of War Pro game, that if you get a second infantry bunker, oh dear, Lord Commissar gone down there. That's a sad time. But then, Chaos Dreadnought goes out with a bow. But yeah, if you get a second HQ, you're able to get all the upgrades for your commander. Don't have to restrict yourself to one every tier. You can have both of them. Just quite cool. Chaos Templar's gone down, but the cultists are now engaging in a bout of fisticuffs with these stormtroopers. And they're not amazing in close combat, not compared to the cultists. I mean, they do a lot of damage in close combat,
We're in fighting condition against
which made them viable later on in the tier 2s, rather than having to, you know, kind of like swap out later on in the game, which is what I love about Dawn of War Pro Mod. All the units are more or less viable all the way through.
That's the first thing I'll get, sir. I think.
Stealthed Scout Sentinel, so he's definitely gone for his Armoured Fist doctrine, or at least he's toggled it on for the short term.
Yes, sir.
And the brunt of the push has kind of been, I don't know, humbled a little bit. I was expecting the Steel Legion to just walk in and just destroy everything, but no, they're actually, this one singular Dreadnought, able to keep these guys alive. How's the economy for the... It's not bad. In fact, they've got a lot of flirt. They should really be spending it on something. Going to get, but they've just been focusing on building up Chaos Dreadnoughts. Need to get another Chaos Temple. Where are you? Ah, you're going to go for a sneaky machine pit down here. It was a little bit too little too late there. Chaos Dreadnought's moving away. Where are you going, boys? Stand your ground. You're going to lose all the important stuff in the base. Or are they just relying on the heavily fortified building armor to keep it alive? What are you going to go for? You're going to go... Oh, a Chaos Predator. I mean, have these guys... I mean, you've lost the ammunition bunker down here. That's what the... Ah, you've had to rebuild it over here. We go for more Scout Sentinels. Now the Steel Legion have gone for some missile launchers, so maybe vehicular play is not the play to make. They're getting hard to really beat a composition that has got snipers and missile launchers in them. We'll need these Chaos Predators to do something very soon. And I don't think they've got the money to build a second stronghold anytime soon. Dear oh dear, it looks like maybe a miscall from the... Ah, you see, because now that he's lost his Desecrated Stronghold, he's now not got the cap required to get the Chaos Predator out. That was very unfortunate timing. I mean, I liked his idea. His idea was good. It made sense. But those Chaos Dreadnoughts coming away from the base, he was probably going to think, right, okay, I'm going to save these guys, and then with the Chaos Predator, all three of them go in and destroy everything. That makes sense. But, I mean, can't really do that if your base is destroyed, can you? But I mean, a wonderful play from both players. Really was convinced that those cultists were going to just continue their aggression and kill everything. But no, the Steel Legion managing to hang on by a hair's breadth. So very cool stuff. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, £1 a month does get you one extra game a week on the old Patreon, and there's a Discord. Loads of cool stuff happen. Links in the description below. Mine's been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure as always, never short. I will see you in a bit. Peace.